You said that we couldn't find fault, and I'm not asking you this question to find fault, but to address some concerns that we have had. And during this event, sir, we have had sessions where a couple of points were raised. One, with regard to the UK deal specifically, that we have given them far too much access, including access into government procurement. That's point number one. The second is that for certain sectors, including, for example, alcohol, there is again, India, according to that view, has given far more than it should have. What would you say to these two specifics?
In fact, whoever gave you both these comments needs to go back to school. As regards your first point on government procurement, we have obviously opened up a large government procurement in the UK for Indian entrepreneurs. So it's a two-way traffic. Whoever it is, if he thinks that everybody should open their markets to India and India will not do anything for them, is living in a cuckoo's world.
Very important point.
And in any case, what India has done is protected all its MSME sector and the privileges or the priority given to MSME sector. That's all entirely protected. And we have only agreed to allow UK companies to be considered as a class 2 supplier, not class 1. Whereas in return, there's a social value regimen in UK which would restrict Indian companies from bidding in UK government procurement. That will not be applicable anymore. So effectively, we've opened up a larger opportunity for India's businesses in UK's public procurement. That's to your first question. The second question is absurd. And in fact, it is these narratives which has held back India for the last 25 years. This UK trade deal has taken almost more than 2 decades to happen. More than 2 decades of lost opportunities. Mark my words, lost opportunities. 2 decades of lost opportunities because this silly attempt to not allow alcoholic beverages to come to India. Now, mostly what UK exports are Scotch whisky. That's a GI product. It is made only in Scotland. There's a limitation to how much they can make. It's a labor-intensive industry. There's a very high cost of labor in those regions. Scotland probably more than UK also. Or rather, I mean, more than the London or the England region. And already, if you see the statistics, more Scotch whisky comes into the country through the duty-free shops at the airports than actually imported as Scotch whisky. The total import of Scotch whisky is probably 2,000-3,000 crores. Can you believe it? 2,000 or 3,000 crores is the total import. And that also largely comes in bulk, which means it is bottled in India. It adds business to our bottling plants. It adds business to our blending plants or whiskey making plants. Jobs are created in India. And instead of spurious liquor, there's a joke going around, I don't know how far it's true, and I have no way to verify it because I don't drink Scotch whisky. But I'm told there's more Scotch whisky sold in India than is produced in Scotland. I think you must have heard that. So would you rather not have that we open 1 or 2 sectors like this and in return get more than 99% access? Mind you, friends, more than 99% access, preferential access, in most cases zero duty access to a large market like United Kingdom, which is almost as big as the Indian market, with a per capita income of $50,000. People spending money at that level. What is ये कोई घाटे का सौदा दिखता है आपको? 2-2,500 करोड़ की मार्केट सेव करने के लिए हमने 20 साल लगा दिए ये ट्रेड डील करने में। कितना हम एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते थे 20 साल में, लाखों करोड़ों लोगों को नौकरी मिल सकती थी, हजारों कंपनियां खड़ी हो जाती, एंटरप्रेन्योर स्टार्टअप्स को कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती। इसका एक प्रकार से उस टाइप की नकारात्मक सोच का ये परिणाम है। तो आई थिंक इट्स एन एब्सोल्युटली वंडरफुल डील। Whoever has studied it, any economist, any newspaper, any editor, they have all appreciated that it's a win for India in a big way. In addition to that, what we have negotiated was beyond anybody's imagination. We have about 1 lakh people working on short-term visas in UK, and that number keeps growing. You are aware of that? I'm sure, Siddharth, you are aware that the social security payment of these largely young people who work in UK, mostly in the IT sector and other areas, 12.5% is deducted from the employee's salary, 12.5% is paid by the employer. So 25% of your salary used to be paid to the UK Treasury. And since you didn't stay there for 10 years, which was a minimum period to get pension, that money was gone forever. These people never got any benefit out of 25% of that person's salary. They're all Indians working there. Now, and most of them go for 2 years, 3 years, short period visa. Now for 3 years, this entire money, instead of being paid in UK Treasury, can be deposited in the Provident Fund account in India, which will earn 8% plus tax-free interest for our youngsters. And that money will be yours. It will not be taken away by the UK Treasury. वो आपके बुढ़ापे का सहारा बनेगा, वो आपका सोशल सिक्योरिटी बनेगा। तो देश का कम से कम 8-10 हज़ार करोड़ रुपया इसमें बचाया गया। अब बताइए घाटे का सौदा है कि वो 2000 करोड़ की स्कॉच विस्की पे 150% लगे, वो स्मार्टर सौदा है।
नहीं वैसे, और भारत में भी वो जो स्कॉच ड्रिंकर्स और जिन ड्रिंकर्स हैं वो तो बहुत खुश है।
आप भी उसमें शामिल हैं।
लेकिन क्या इस बहुत बढ़िया डील का फायदा उठाया जा सकता है कि जो इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स हैं वो वहां बैठ के स्कॉच और जिन ना पीते रहे और मतलब हमारा मजाक ना उड़ाते रहे?
मैं ट्रेड डील करता हूं, बाकी प्रोसेसेस अपने दूसरे लोग देखते हैं।
लेकिन यही जो भारत की शक्ति है, इसका हम लाभ उठा सकते हैं। द विजय माल्यास, द नीरव मोदीज एंड दोस 31+
पूरा इसके ऊपर चर्चा भी रेगुलर होती है। लीगल प्रोसेसेस के हिसाब से अवश्य ये सबको लाके न्याय दिलाया जाएगा।
That shows भारत की शक्ति
100%
कि हम किसी के आगे झुक रहे नहीं है।
तो आपने देख ही लिया।